This conference will now be recorded.
Well, good evening, everyone. I'd like to welcome you to the City of Warrenville City Council regular meeting for Monday, January 16th, 2023. Just a reminder, the City Council meeting will be conducted in the traditional in-person format here at the City Council chambers. For convenience, the public may view the meeting virtually by following the go-to access information that you can find on our website. Public comment will only be available at the in-person meeting this evening and not online. May I have a roll call, please?
Alderman Ashour?
Here.
Alderman Berry?
Here.
Alderman Davalos?
Here.
Alderman Goodman?
Here.
Alderman Chrisell?
Here.
Alderman Krokenberg?
Here.
Alderman Lockett?
Here.
And Alderman Whitener.
Here.
Okay, if you would stand as you're able, please, and join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
That's okay. Look at me, no cane. We have our proclamation tonight to celebrate Sandy Whitmer's tenure in Warrenville and her upcoming retirement. There is a celebration at the library Wednesday evening, I believe, at 7 o'clock. If you wish to join us, we're hoping she could come tonight. 7 o'clock. 6 o'clock. If you come at 7, just say the mayor sent you. Thank you, Leah. 7 o'clock, library, Sandy Whitmer. 6 o'clock. She's giving me a dirty look, I don't know why. At any rate, Sandy had a wonderful tenure here in Warrenville, did a lot of good. The library has thrived under her leadership to a point where we are just all so proud of what's happened with the Warrenville Library. And so we want to be able to thank her. I am unable to attend Wednesday night because I have another commitment, but we will make sure that this gets to the meeting, the celebration, and gets read at that time. But I wanted to share it with the community this evening. Proclamation honoring Sandy Whitmer on her retirement as Warrenville Public Library Director. Whereas Sandy Whitmer has served this Warrenville community as the library director for 17 years, beginning in 2006, and whereas after a long and distinguished career, Sandy intends to retire as director in February 2023, and whereas since her arrival, Sandy has worked tirelessly to enhance the library's offerings to the community, including access to Wi-Fi, downloadable books, and the Concerts in the Commons series. And whereas Sandy was instrumental in improving the look and resources of the library following the $2.5 million interior renovation in 2017, and whereas during the height of the COVID-19 pandemic, Sandy found new ways to bring library resources to members, including curbside pickup and online library card registration, and whereas the City of Warrenville recognizes with respect and admiration the contribution Sandy Whitmer has made to the community through her involvement with the library and other local volunteer organizations. And whereas Sandy exemplifies the best of the City of Warrenville and is a shining example of excellence in the community. Now, therefore, I, David L. Brummel, Mayor of the City of Warrenville, do hereby express my sincere appreciation and gratitude for Director Sandy Whitmer's dedication and commitment to the Warrenville Library District, and wish her continued health, happiness, and success in the years to come, and gratefully recognize her 17 years of service to the residents of the City of Warrenville and beyond. Thank you so much, Sandy. 6 o'clock. Okay, this is the time for citizens' comments. We have one person who has signed up this evening, Mr. Bob Siebert. Bob, you know the drill.
Bob Siebert, Albright Court. This is the City of Warrenville 2022 calendar. It's not your ordinary calendar. This has special benefits for the citizens of Warrenville. It's helpful and informative. It lists all the times and dates of the city council meetings, plan commission meetings, the other committee meetings on the dates. Very informative. Unfortunately, I've been told that 2023 will not print a calendar. That's unfortunate. But I have a suggestion that in the hometown happenings, that you identify a monthly calendar that would list the dates and times of all the meetings so that the citizens would have this information and would not have to go through phone calls, computer look-ats, connections to try to find the meetings that they're interested in. Also, it was many years ago across the street that there was a very heated debate on establishing the hometown happenings. The debate wasn't if they supported the alderman, the newsletter. It was to ensure that it was informative and beneficial to the citizens and not political. Also, I'd like to state that in December, at the public hearing for the tax levy, I asked for financial information. Apparently, it is lost in the mail since I have not received it.
Thank you, Bob. Warrenville in Bloom, for at least this year, has taken over having the calendar published. There are copies available here at the City Hall and several other locations. Come in soon. I believe there are only 500 available throughout the city, but all the information that you might want, plus some really nice pictures of local homes that are full of flowers. So come in and get them. We still have them here at City Hall. Okay, anyone else have something to say that didn't know they had to sign up? All right, we'll move on then to official and staff comments. I have something I'd like to read tonight in honor of Martin Luther King Day. It's by Heather Cox Richardson. She's a historian and a writer and a commentator. I believe she's on the faculty of Boston College. I very much admire her for her work, and I thought what she wrote to celebrate Martin Luther King today was particularly appropriate, so I'd like to share that with you tonight. You hear sometimes that now that we know that the sordid details of the lives of some of our leading figures, America has no heroes left. When I was writing a book about the Wounded Knee Massacre, where heroism was pretty thin on the ground, I gave that a lot of thought. And I came to believe that heroism is neither being perfect nor doing something spectacular. In fact, it's just the opposite. It's regular, flawed human beings choosing to put others before themselves, even at great cost, even if no one will ever know, even as they realize the walls might be closing in around them. It means sitting down the night before D-Day and writing a letter praising the troops and taking all the blame for the next day's failure upon yourself, in case things went wrong, as General Dwight D. Eisenhower did. It means writing in your diary that you still believe that people are really good at heart, even while you are hiding in an attic from the men who are soon going to kill you, as Anne Frank did. It means signing your name at the bottom of the Declaration of Independence in bold print, even though you know you are signing your own death warrant should the British capture you, as John Hancock did. It means defending your people's right to practice a religion you don't share, even though you know you are becoming a dangerously visible target, as Sitting Bull did. Sometimes it just means sitting down even when you're told to stand up, as Rosa Parks did. None of those people woke up one morning and said to themselves that they were about to do something heroic. It's just that when they had to, they did what was right. On April 3rd, 1968, the night before the Reverend Martin Luther King Jr. was assassinated by a white supremacist, he gave a speech in support of sanitation workers in Memphis, Tennessee. Since 1966, King had tried to broaden the civil rights movement for racial equality into a larger movement for economic justice. He joined the sanitation workers in Memphis, who were on strike after years of bad pay and such dangerous conditions that 2 men had been crushed to death in garbage compactors. After his friend Ralph Abernathy introduced him to the crowd, King had something to say about heroes. As I listened to Ralph Abernathy and his eloquent and generous introduction, and then thought about myself, I wondered who he was talking about. Dr. King told the audience that if God had let him choose any era in which to live, he would have chosen the one in which he had landed. Now, that's a strange statement to make, King went on, because the world is all messed up. The nation is sick. Trouble is in the land, confusion all around. But I know somehow that only when it is dark enough can you see the stars. Dr. King said that he felt blessed to live in an era when people had finally woken up and were working together for freedom and economic justice. He knew he was in danger as he worked for a racially and economically just America. I don't know what will happen now. We've got some difficult days ahead, but it doesn't matter because I've been to the mountaintop. Like anybody, I would like to live a long life, but I'm not concerned about that now. I just want to do God's will. And He's allowed me to go up to the mountain. And I've looked over, and I've seen the promised land. I may not get there with you, but I want you to know tonight that we, as a people, will get to the promised land. People are wrong to say that we have no heroes left. Just as they have always been, they are all around us, choosing to do the right thing no matter what. Wishing you all a day of peace for Martin Luther King Jr. Day 2023. A couple of other things. The election ballot was certified on April 4th, the consolidated election. General election, the ballot of municipal candidates has been certified by the city clerk's office. There's one candidate running for each open position on the city council. Thank you all to all of those who are running for municipal office. Your service to the community is appreciated, especially those who are re-upping. They know what they're getting into and they're still doing it. So thank you. Special thanks for you folks. And again, Sandy Whitner's retirement at the library is at 6 p.m. on Wednesday evening. I think I'll probably remember that now. That's all I have for this evening. Clerk? Thank you. Treasurer, not yet, pretty soon. Alderman Goodman?
Thank you. I want to second the sentiments in the proclamation and say particular thanks to Sandy Whitmer for her many years of service to Warrenville and her friendship as well. I think this is going to be a loss for our community. I am excited to meet and get to know the new library director. I'm sure he'll be good, and I'm wishing him lots of luck, but Sandy is going to be missed for sure. I also wanted to mention Warrenville and Bloom in their calendar and give them thanks for putting that together on a last-minute rush job with donors from businesses and people within our community. And I also want to thank all of the Curb Appeal winners whose yards are featured in the calendar for making our community so beautiful that a very lovely calendar couldn't possibly, cover all of the many yards that we could have honored if we would. So I just encourage all of you to go around our community this summer and take a look and see them for yourselves. And lastly, I want to announce that our city attorney, Brooke Lenneman, has been named a partner at her law firm, Alrod Friedman.
Right.
This is a momentous day. It's quite an accomplishment. We want to congratulate her on her service and say that it is well-deserved, this recognition. We've worked with her here in Warrenville, and we know how capable and industrious she is, and we're pleased that her peers at her law firm are recognizing her talents. So thank you to Brooke, and good job.
We are indeed blessed. We appreciate you very much, Brooke. You've done a great job. Anyone else? All righty then, let's move on to the city administrator. Okay, and Brooke, keep that smile going.
Thank you, Alderman Goodman. And I just want to say, I feel blessed to work in Warrenville. It's a wonderful place and makes me happy to come here. So thank you very much.
Excellent, that's good to hear. Thank you. All right, we'll move on then to the approval of the agenda for this evening. Alderman Widener, did you wish to make that motion?
Yes, thank you. I move to approve the agenda for the January 16th, 2023 City Council regular meeting.
Second.
Any discussion of that agenda or any changes that anyone would like to make? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries and the agenda is approved as presented. We have a couple of sets of minutes that also need approval this evening. Alderman Widener, would you like to make that motion also?
Yes, thank you. I move to approve the minutes of the December 19th, 2022 City Council regular meeting and to approve the minutes of the January 9th, 2023 Community Development Committee meeting.
Second.
Motion and a second. Again, any discussion of the minutes? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries and the minutes are approved as presented. The consent agenda for this evening, item 6A, accept Public Works and Infrastructure Committee recommendation and pass resolution R2023-01 approving an agreement with Policy Confluence Incorporated for community survey services and designate Alderman Lockett and Widener to serve on the Strategic Planning Work Group. B, accept Community Development Committee recommendation and pass resolution R2023-02, waiving competitive bidding and approving an agreement with Axon Enterprise Incorporated for the provision of security cameras and related services for the police department. C, accept the staff recommendation and pass resolution R2023-03, endorsing the legislative action program of the DuPage Mayors and Managers Conference for the 2023 legislative session. D, accept Senior Civil Engineer Hocking's recommendation and pass resolution R2023-04, approving the reduction of the security for public improvements associated with the Westland project, accepting the bill of sale and placing the project into the 2-year maintenance period. E, accept Community Development Committee recommendation and direct staff to proceed with the OTRS number 2, focus no further remediation letter, related recommendations, and next steps detailed in the January 5th, 2023 staff memorandum. F, accept Community Development Committee recommendation and approve a $500 sponsorship of the 2023 Operation Safe Celebration post-prom events. G, accept Community Development Committee recommendation and allocate Heligo Energy civic contributions to the Trailhead Project solar power and charging bench improvements and direct the EIC to recommend other environmentally friendly projects for the remaining funds. H, receive and file minutes of the Tourism and Arts Commission meeting held on November 17th, 2022. I, receive and file report of invoices paid up to January 11th, 2022 in the amount of $235,297.77. J, authorize expenditures for invoices due on or before February 6th, 2023 in the amount of $628,059.15. K, receive and file reports of master debit card expenditures for the month of December 2022 in the amount of $17,633.37. Alderman Widener.
I move to approve the agenda as presented by Mayor David Brummel.
Second.
Second by Alderman Kruckenberg. May I have roll call, please?
Alderman Lockett,
Aye.
Alderman Chrisell,
Aye.
Alderman Davalos,
Aye.
Alderman Widener,
Aye.
Alderman Ashower,
Aye.
Alderman Kruckenberg,
Aye.
Alderman Berry,
Aye.
and Alderman Goodman.
Aye.
Thank you all. The agenda is approved as presented. We have nothing under the regular agenda, nothing under unfinished business, no new business in front of us this evening, no need for a closed session. One more motion. Alderman?
I'd like to make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Second by Alderman Davalos. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We are adjourned. Thank you all. See you next week.
This conference is no longer being recorded.